All right, everybody. Going to talk to you about all the censorship that's going on right these days. And I don't know if you know what's been happening, but many conservative channels are being censored right now. It is outright political interference for the United States, but they're wanting to stop Christian voices, conservative voices, voices that expose crimes and corruption and injustice, and they're just taking down channels all over the place on YouTube and censoring on Facebook. Even the president's of the United States' press secretary has been censored and it's unbelievable what's going on. Now, I've been aware of this for a long time because they were even censoring my videos when I talked about God healing during a pandemic 150 years ago. And they censored it, took down those videos that I would talk about. They don't want you to know stuff. Now, what I want to talk about here is what I've done and what you can do. And the first thing I want to let you know is that that these channels would have their own websites. For example, one channel I always used to watch on YouTube was Praying Medic, and he has a website that you can go to, Praying Medic, but he's also on other sites as well. Now, I don't know whether this video I'm making right now will get censored on YouTube because there's reports that when you say on YouTube some of the alternate sites where the videos are available, they'll censor your video telling people alternate sites. So now that's antitrust, anti-competition crimes. We're dealing with crimes here. When you start to look at election interference, outright election interference in the United States, that is an outright crime. And we'll watch and see what the prosecution will do in the United States, or if they won't do anything. Who knows? But I want to tell you something about it. First of all, check out your favorite web, the channel you would watch on YouTube on a website. Just search it, Google it. I use DuckDuckGo. Maybe I should put that up in my thing here. First thing that I do is go. I use DuckDuckGo. I do not use Google. Why do I use DuckDuckGo? Because DuckDuckGo doesn't do all the tracking and data mining and intense advertising that drives you crazy that Google does. So let me just show you what it looks like here. There we go, DuckDuckGo. And you can go and use that. Switch over. I did this years ago when I found out about DuckDuckGo. They actually compile the results from numerous sites, including Google. So they're better than Google, as far as I'm concerned. They get better results. You don't have their favorites pushed to the top. You get what you're looking for. So DuckDuckGo, and you can try that out and see if you like it. Now, I mentioned to you another alternate sites. Many of our favorite provider, like content providers, news channels, and that sort of thing, that have been on YouTube, now censored in the last couple of weeks. They already had been planning and preparing for this, and they're on other sites. One that I went to and started dropping my videos onto last year is called BitChute. Let me show you that one right now. And there you go, BitChute, okay? And as you can see, here's my channel right there. And, second video down here, how God healed people in the 1876 Scarlet Fever pandemic. That's, YouTube banned this video. Can you believe that? They banned the video because I'm talking about God healing in a pandemic. This is what we're facing right now. So start using BitChute. Tons and tons of ministries have gone there. And now, as you can see, I have like 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and not many people know about BitChute yet. I only got 6 subscribers, but so what? When it goes down, what are you going to do? If you got hundreds of videos already up, you got to have something ready. So I put them up on both now as I'm going along. Okay, so BitChute's another one. Here's one that I just joined because several of my favorite channels were deleted in the last couple of weeks from YouTube. I was actually away out of town, didn't check any of them, but I came back and they're gone. Okay, and this has been going on for a long time. Infowars, I saw it starting with Infowars about 2 years ago. Infowars, Alex Jones was deleted. So I mean, I go to his website or whatever else. But here is the next one that I want to recommend to you, called Clout Hub. Okay, and there's my membership right there. I'm in here. But I'm not subscribed to these channels, but I just went on. It's a little bit, you got to subscribe to get into it. And then it runs differently, but it's got features that are like YouTube with videos. See, here's the one that I like right here. And then features like Twitter and features like social media where you can talk on Facebook, all of that right there. So that's one of the guys. This guy's a medic. That's a spirit-filled Christian, saw healings and miracles, started following Q, the best thing I've seen about Q, and that's why they hate him. Okay, so this is another channel, Praying Medic, right there that I follow. Just one of them, and I just keep an eye on them. I'm not absorbed in them, but I keep an eye on all this stuff. But they all this spirit. Okay, so there you go. That's another one. Now, another thing you need to know. Not only to use DuckDuckGo instead of Google to do searches, what you need to know also is to get off Windows, and if you can, off Mac. You got to get off, like Windows 10. Windows 10, the reason Windows is so vulnerable for viruses all these years is because of all the back doors from outside into your computer. And Windows 10 is not even like your own computer anymore. It's like a terminal for Microsoft that you're running. There's so much going on there. And when we set up Windows 10 here, we had to, for our radio station software, as you can see in the background, those two there, they're both Windows 10 machine because we had to do it for the software. There's so much running in the background that it will come in and take over the machine. You could never do a radio station with it. So we've got professional in here, but the technicians that installed iMedia Touch, the professional radio station stuff, they're in there disabling all the stuff that accesses from outside in that you don't give them permission to do. They just do it. You can't just turn it off. Some of it you can turn off. Tons of it you can't. And there's telemetry going on. It's sending back and forth what you type and what you do, back and forth into Microsoft. You don't have a clue when you use one of these machines what's going out and what's staying personal and private. There's no way to know. So I recommend you just get away from Windows 10. As I said, you can get in there and turn all that stuff off if possible. They tell me that if I don't update the machine, we just let it run because it doesn't ever go online, it just runs. But they tell me if you ever update it, all the stuff's reactivated. You got to do it again, or a lot of it's reactivated at least. So get away from this. Now, what I recommend instead of Windows or Mac, now I highly recommend it, is to go to Linux. Linux was hard to use a few years ago because it was, command line, a lot of it, and that sort of thing. But it has come so far. It's fantastic now. It runs like, say, Windows 7 did. And I'm using, here's my screen. I'm using, this is, that's MX Linux. And I put that in last year. Now I'd go to Mint 20 now. I'm thinking about updating to Mint 20. I'll talk in a minute. But, it just, boom, just works like there's songs I'm bringing in and checking out and all of that. I can go to the internet and, hang on, I'll bring up the weather here. And it's got to boot up. That's surprisingly slow. That's to do with the network right now. Probably because I'm recording this. Okay. And, but anyway, fantastic. But what I would recommend you do, hang on, I'm getting all over the place. What I would recommend you do is use Linux Mint 20. Okay. let me go and show you this as well. Linux Mint 20. There it is, beautiful. And it's Linux Mint 20, as you can see. Download goes, it looks like this. It's unbelievable. I've actually got Linux Mint 20 just on a memory stick, and I can stick it in a computer, boot from the memory stick, and up comes it's a full-blown machine. And if it's got USB 3, it just goes fast as any machine does, and or C. It's fantastic, easy to use. Now the filing system is different than what Windows use, and you got to learn a few things for sure. But it works good. Identified my printer, identifies all the peripheral stuff. Boom, 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 is all in there and works. It'll do updates. You can download software. It's all virus-free from the repositories that they have. It'll do all the same stuff and more that you can get. And if you really want to run a Windows program, you can run what's called Wine on it and then run your Windows program. So, man, it's just great stuff to do that. So there's a couple of steps. I just wanted to give you some things you can do to disentangle yourself from Big Brother. And Big Brother, it turns out Big Brother is really not so much the government as the big tech. And let's disconnect, you guys. Let's do this. And I think God's given us a way and wisdom. And I'll probably be ending my use of Facebook and YouTube and that sort of thing down the road here in not too long. I'm quite frankly very, very sick and tired of all the advertising that's on there now. Forget it. It's not what it was, obviously. And so I've given you some alternatives in promoting them. And like I said, I don't know if this will be allowed to stay on YouTube because I am naming the alternatives, and I've heard that they're censoring that too. Okay? So God bless you guys, and keep on going, straightforward with God.